These aren't the entire results, but it was ended at 73, but I mean, I couldn't find the exact day. 69,000.
69,620, 83,000%. Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hopefully by the end of it, you'll have extreme clarity on kind of what I do and what I offer for some of my students. And right now I actually have one of my students on the line. His name is Angel. He's going to talk about kind of when he joined and some of the success he's seen working with us, working with me in Ecom Hyper-Profit. Hopefully by the end, you'll be able to see, what results are potentially possible if you decide to, join and work with us. Angel's going to kind of take the floor. He's going to talk about when he started and kind of some reasons why he decided to join. And then from there, he's going to talk about some successes he had. So without further ado, who am I talking to right now? Who's this?
What's up, guys? It's Angel. I started working with Spencer in Ecom Hyper-Profit about how many months ago now?
February.
February, yeah. February is when we started working, and so we've been working together since then. And honestly, I can say wholeheartedly that Ecom Hyper-Profit really changed my life. What I learned from Spencer and everything has just changed my dropshipping career. And the reason for that is because just everything I learned from it is totally groundbreaking. Like there's nothing else like it on the web, and like that's what I keep reiterating to the new students that join, and I to get them to keep sticking with it because it really did change the whole game for me.
Gotcha.
And for some of the things that made me want to join with Spencer and the program, a huge thing was that he sells items that other people copy, and that line, it's like ingrained in my head because back in February when he told me, it's like, damn, that's what I want to learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, being in the program, it's like that's really what we learned here. I mean, it's crazy. It's like what we sell is not on the market. We bring it to market, and we're first to market.
Gotcha.
And that's really the groundbreaking trend.
And yeah, I definitely remember you mentioning, that the way I kind of do products and the way I test products and, the products I actually go out and test and scale are a lot different than kind of what every other drop shipper, what, majority of people on YouTube are saying, right? I'm not first to every single product. You don't have to literally bring a product to market. You don't have to be number one, but you just can't be like 15,000th. You can be like the fifth. You just can't be the 1,500th. Like everyone's trying to sell like a massage gun or like a what's an example of something everyone's still trying to sell?
Vacuum.
Yeah, like people are still trying to sell that kind of stuff, right? And the thing is, old products, they can come back and everything. But the problem is when you're trying to sell products that are already proven or they're actually being scaled up by somebody else, you only have a couple options, right? Your first option is to literally like sell it for cheaper, and then your margin is slimmer. But either way, if you're trying to sell something so saturated, you're just going to get beat out by someone who has more data than you, more pixel data. And somebody who has more data can literally sell a product at a higher price than you and still outperform you. So that is definitely one of the things I realized in my e-commerce journey, because I kept trying to copy other people because everybody on YouTube was saying that, right? Everybody says, oh my gosh, okay, here's how to spy on your competitors. Here's how to go on like the ad library. Here's how to scroll on your feeds and go on the meme pages and look for products other people are selling. Because logically it makes sense, right? Oh, I'm going to go sell something that's already proven to sell. But in reality, like for the most part, if you're seeing it, that means it's pretty saturated, right? And explain kind of like the product research process as in like, it's not the hardest thing in the world, right? Like it's just a different way of doing things. There's no fancy tools, there's no fancy tactics. I just basically showed you, and I figured this out over time between all my students, between all the money I lost and, the products I have scaled, that all you really got to do is just use your head and ask yourself certain questions. You don't need any sort of e-com spy tool. You don't need to, spy on competitors. You don't need to analyze Shopify stores. You just need to understand why people buy things and you need to understand the market. And what was that one thing besides the product research that really just made you make the jump?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I mean, the ability to find a new product was huge to me because, as you know, I had been dropshipping for like over a year, just like crappy products that like the blackhead vacuum and things like that weren't even breaking even. I was like losing money on them. But to justify the investment, I mean, you yourself knew that like I was trying to teach myself by losing money, and it wasn't going well. I was frustrated every single day. I was like, why? I would literally, there were days where I would just ask myself, I said, why isn't this working? I was just genuinely confused. And I mean, in the investment side, I had, because everybody always says, invest in yourself. And that's the mentality I took to other dropshipping gurus. I had bought maybe 5 courses that I can remember. I don't want to name drop, but
Oh, trust me, I
some of the
bought more
big,
too. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Working with me, I want to ask you this one question. Did you ever feel like you were alone? Because you said before you really
Mm,
felt like you just didn't understand. You were kind of in this kind of hole. You're like this mental kind of
yeah.
prison, and you felt alone. You felt like you didn't really have the help and support you needed, even though you were in like 5 courses and working with some of the
Hmm.
top people that you see on YouTube. So yeah, I just kind of want to ask, like, did you ever feel alone at any point working with me? Like you couldn't get help one way or another in Ecom Hyper
Yeah.
Profit?
Yeah, so that was one of the biggest issues. I invested in courses, but I was genuinely confused after watching the entire course. Like I would run into an issue and I wouldn't know what to do. And the the biggest part of Ecom Hyper-Profit is the fact that you're not alone. The idea that it's not a traditional course, it's not a course at all, is what drew me in. So any issue that I ran into, I was able to just ask Spencer and get the help that I needed through the group and through Spencer himself. And that was really groundbreaking because even I remember in one of the stores that I scaled up during Ecom Hyper Profit, I ran into an issue where PayPal literally held $15,000 from me, and it was extremely stressful situation, and I would not have known what to do if I didn't have the help from the team with Ecom Hyper Profit and Spencer. So that was really insane. Like I never felt alone, and that was really the difference in what is offered here. So
Gotcha. Could you just tell, like, I kind of care about my students, right? Just want to know.
yeah,
Uh,
uh-huh.
just wondering what you thought about that.
Yeah, like I mean, through this, like I mean, we're pretty close now. I mean, we talk about not just business now, and it's like we're like a friendship, is made here, and
Might be a
even
coach by the
now,
time
like
some people are seeing this.
yeah, exactly. I hope so. But I mean, no, I never. You never feel alone here. It's really nice. It's a nice feeling to be. Basically, like how I see it is like I'm being like my hand is being held through the entire process, which was like it's really insane. Just that in and of itself was
Gotcha.
entirely different from anything I've had.
Well, awesome, bro. But yeah, if somebody came to you and wanted to ask about Ecom Hyper Profit and they called it a course, what would your reply be, just in like a shortened, condensed kind of answer?
Well, like straight up, it's not a course. Like what a course is, it's a course is made to be scaled. It's not made
Automated.
to offer help. Yeah, it's made to be automated, not to be helpful. And that was really extremely frustrating. Like I knew I would buy a course and never hear from the person who sold it to me again, and it was entirely like extremely frustrating. Like you could tell that the course was made in one night, and so the first thing I tell that person is that's not what this is here. It's like it's entirely different. It's like a coaching opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn from someone who's successful and someone who cares. So I mean that's
Gotcha.
what I'd say.
So yeah, basically just kind of condensed. I mean, since you've joined Ecom Hyper Profit, you've never felt alone. You always felt like you had proper support, even when things went wrong. I mean, your PayPal got restricted, like you said. Your one of your Facebook accounts got messed up. You feel like you never felt alone at any point, and you got the help you
Mhm.
needed one way or another.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, bro. So I know it's getting kind of late. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want you to kind of walk through the overall timeline from when you joined Ecom Hyper Profit with your first store and kind of what you had coming into this. And then I kind of want you to touch on your first success with us, how that kind of came about. And I kind of want you to talk about, what happened at the end with that. And at the end, bro, I just kind of want you to show some results that you've had with us. You said you had some to show. And then, I just kind of want to talk about what you're kind of doing now, some recent successes you are having in the current moment. So anyways, bro, like I said, I'm going to give you the floor. So just kind of give them kind of a rough timeline.
All right, great. Yeah, so as you know, I joined in close to February. I know it was like a week after my birthday, around that. Um, but so when I first came in, I had one product that I thought was going to be all right. I tried to do it my way. Obviously, didn't work. It wasn't working. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I invested in this. I'm investing in myself here. I need to follow the way that Spencer teaches. So what I did, I just followed completely what they taught in Ecom Hyper Profit. I just followed everything. Set up my store, got some products on my list. I remember we were going through them, and you had found a variant of a product that I had, and you said, hey, I think this might work. And I got a video for it. We launched a test, and first day it was insane. This was the first product we tested together. I know the very first week had 12 ROAS, the
First
first
product.
the month, very first product we tested, and it was my mind was blown. And the crazy thing was the simplicity of it. Like it was the 100% the product itself. And I know it took some time to get that product. Like I mean, a couple hours of doing product research, the tedious task, but it was totally worth it. The margin was there. It was huge. I remember I was buying it for 16 and selling it for 60. So that margin was insane, and I was getting a couple sales a day with like what $30 ad spend.
Free theme,
And
right? General store, everything.
yeah, free theme, general store.
Built in
It
like a
was
day.
like built in a day. Yeah, exactly. And the Facebook strategy entirely simple. And I found that once you have a product that really works, once you have a people to sell it to, Facebook works with you, and that's what I found with Spencer. I mean, the 11 ROAS in 1 month speaks for itself. And since then, I mean, it's gone through ups and downs. I know with that product, PayPal held about 15,000 from me, but the margin was so big that even though I had that hold, I was still breaking even. So they were holding half my money, but still able to keep it up and running because the margin was huge.
Until they
And
gave your money back, right? PayPal let
yeah,
you up.
until they gave the money back.
And I
Yeah,
helped
and
with
then
that too.
then we scaled. Exactly. Yeah, got all the help from Spencer. Like I ran into a problem. I went back either to the mindset videos, which helped a ton when I was at the low parts of scaling a product, and
When that first one
even
died, right?
yeah, exactly. It was a pain. Like I remember it capped at 3.2, something like insane numbers,
3 point,
3,000 in one day,
3,000
and
one
then
day.
the next day, yeah, the next day. I mean, Facebook does what it does best. These aren't the entire results, but it was ended at 73. But I mean, I couldn't find the exact day. 69,000.
69,620, 83,000%. That's
So
like 2 months and some change. How much of that was profit? You said like 25,000, right? 26.
profit was yeah, like it was about like 30% around the no, like 40%. So around like 30. So profit
Right.
was profit was insane still. Yeah, even though I was going through those problems with Facebook and PayPal, I mean, profit was still there, and that's really the focus: finding the product, getting the margin. But I mean, even after that, so it was pretty sad. I mean, seeing that the product died. But I knew from Spencer. I remember that call because I was really down in the dumps, and you're like, hey, I mean, I've taught you better than that. I know that's what you said, and now I have confidence in my abilities since I'm in this program. Since I learned what I learned, I now have confidence in my abilities. I know to do that now, and here are the results of the store that I'm scaling now. I mean, this was just yesterday, probably
Right.
kind of a low day.
So you're saying you kind
Um,
of you scaled that last store up. It died pretty quickly from having like your
686.
best day to your worst day, and
Yeah,
you fell down the dumps, went back to the mindset stuff, and through that you got the confidence to just go out there, create everything again. And you're saying now that you're
yeah,
scaling a completely new product, new store, new everything, right? Completely unrelated,
yeah,
different niche, everything than the first product, right?
exactly.
So how's
Yeah,
that doing right
exactly.
now?
And
Just
I mean, this
curious.
is this is just this month. It's not. I'm
Wait, what is
still
that? Sorry, it's
trying to
kind of
scale it.
blurry.
8.46
Hey,
in
refresh
this
it while
month.
it's up there, just so everybody knows that we don't play any games.
We don't play games here. Look at
Yeah, so it's
this.
like what, the 10th?
But
Yeah, so this will probably be like 30, 35K a month, hopefully like 50 or something if we can just scale this up. So you're saying over time you kind of get that muscle. And when it comes to kind of how I teach, right? When it comes to product research as well, I don't just give you a tool. I don't just show you a tactic. I don't just give you like specific
yeah,
things, right? I say you need to build the muscle, right? So I show you how to
exactly.
build the product research muscles. I show you how to get the eye to spy a product, to see a product that's going to do
Mm,
really good before it does, right? And your
mm,
overall confidence in yourself, your abilities, and kind of your future success is growing, right? You just kind of know that
yeah.
without even having to think about it or see results. That's something I really, really wanted to touch on because I'm trying to create students that become better people and leave my program just in a better overall state of mind, state of being, state of wealth. I couldn't be more proud of kind of your success and your results. And yeah, I just kind of want you to kind of leave this kind of video and this interview with just like, if you could say one thing to somebody who's on the fence, right? If you could talk
Mm,
to Angel back in February, if you could talk to that version of you, or if you could talk to somebody that might be watching this, that's on the
yeah.
fence, that's just about to jump in this, or is still kind of hesitant, or just
Mm,
maybe really wants to get in but just needs that final push. What is one thing you could say to them to kind of just make them understand that I have their back, and that if they join this, they'll be in the right place and they will get the support they need.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly if I were talking to myself or someone in my position, I know exactly what I would say. It's that, like, this is what you're looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for someone who would, basically like take me under their wing, and I was trying to learn from someone experienced, because what I found when working with, other courses, it was ridiculous. Like, you find that they don't make their money through dropshipping, they make their money through selling courses. And I really wanted something legitimate. And I mean, that's exactly what I tell someone. Like, this is what you're looking for. This is what you need when you want to find success, and to trust the process 100%. So those are my
Gotcha.
closing remarks.
Well, awesome, man. Super powerful stuff. Hopefully everybody got a lot of value out of this video. If you decide to work with us or not, either way, I hope you leave this video kind of understanding kind of what it takes to really get success. And, if you do decide to work with me, I'm super excited to meet some of you guys. If you want to join, just go ahead and click the button below this video. So without further ado, super proud of you, bro. Let's kill it. Let's make millions.
Let's do it.